Well, while that, that you have said are valid and everyone, a good number of people might agree with that one, there is also that court order that seems to be demeaning the earlier good, as you have said, that the government has done. That's that central bank order, an order of the Federal High Court in Abuja to the central bank to freeze the accounts of some EndSARS protesters. So juxtaposing that with what you said earlier, people are wondering, how do the two correlate? On the one hand, you're calling them to a table. On the other hand, you're freezing their accounts. How do you respond to that?
No, well, my response to that is this. The question you put earlier on was, why did we have to appreciate the government? And you will note from the communique, the issue of the account that were frozen was discussed. But you see that in the communique, we never said we appreciated the federal government for freezing the account. No, the matter is sub judice, and we know that there are ways we can get a few things done without putting in the public glare, and they say that start contestation on it on the page of newspaper. So we know what we decided, and we know what we want to do about that. But when the issue, when I can tell you when it was raised, it generated some debates here and there. Nobody is freezing the account. Nobody should freeze, for instance, the accounts of those young people who did it. But it was so clear that probably some people were getting to fund this for reasons other than EndSARS. So if we know money went from some accounts that are suspicious, then do you say the government should just keep quiet? If you know that money went from accounts that people believe that, look, this is not, in essence, this could not have been issue of EndSARS. It was more or less, can anybody be putting our money to fund hoodlums, to destroy things, and you think the government should fold its hands? No. So these are things that we have to look at and probably separate at some other time before you know, okay, this is for a right purpose, this was meant for a wrong purpose, and that's why this was we're taking. So it's something we are looking into.
Well, it's interesting, Your Excellency, because, you would agree, as so many people have said, that the good intentions of the protesters were hijacked by, people who are hoodlums themselves and have perpetrated a lot of damage all over the place. Some of the people whose accounts have been frozen were invited to sit at judicial panels of inquiry in Lagos, for instance. That happened, and because of that, panel of inquiry sitting has been suspended because these two people are wondering, how could you call us to a table to have these conversations for justice, and then you freeze our accounts at the same time without any prior notice to them? It was ex parte. Some people will also find that suspect, wouldn't you say?
No, but as I said to you, if I were to be lawyers, if I were to be counsel to those people, I would not advise them not to appear for the panel. Accounts are frozen. Is that the first time it's done? So would they have other purpose to which you want to put the account almost immediately? If your account is frozen, you justify why the money was there. You come and explain to what use you have put this money. If it's that, okay, we paid this caterer to give food to these boys when they were there. We spent money between then, before the hoodlums took over. It will be explained, people will know, and the account will be defrozen. So why will anybody now? If it is not accounts that are frozen, it's not that there's a conclusion that account was used for nefarious or act of treason. No. It's just that, okay, we suspended this account, then the owner of the account will explain. And you can always explain, and the account will be defrozen. That's what I believe. So I don't see anything, speaking very honestly, I don't see anything wrong in it. If, for instance, my account was frozen, what will I do? All I will do is go back to court to explain. I can't, even politicians, if your accounts at times are frozen, you have to go to court and explain. And at the end of the day, the court will say, look, leave the account. The account should be defrozen and you take your money back. So I don't see any problem in it. It's not that because you are in the tribunal, you wait on the tribunal finishes before your account is frozen. So if you are in the tribunal, you spend all the money. What happens? What happens? If the money was actually there or it was sent there illegitimately for an illegitimate purpose, you will have been allowed to just spend the money before the panel concludes its sitting.
Well,
so what stops it?